Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. SPFBO 10 has started, so I thought it was time to kick off some of my regular SPFBO content. This month I'm going to look at some of the entrants to the competition. I've taken a look at all of the covers and I'm planning a video where I go through my favourites. Today I'm returning to my favourite first sentences. So this is a video I've done for the last couple of years now. When the entry list, the 300 books that are in the competition for SPFBO come out, I go through the samples that are available on retail sites, mostly Amazon, and I read the first sentence of all of them and note down my favourites so I can bring them to you. I read typically 350 or so of these because if it's got a prologue, I'll read the first line of that, or the first sentence of that, as well as the first sentence of chapter 1. So sometimes I'll read 2 or even 3 sentences from a book depending on how the books start out. And for SPFBO 10 I picked out, I think it was 20, a nice round number, of sentences that I liked or that really intrigued me, made me potentially want to read on, even if some of these aren't going to be the type of book that I would generally read. For brevity, I'm not going to go through what I liked about each of these. I'm just going to read the sentences out, and then in the comments below, why don't you let me know of any opening sentences that you really enjoyed. From the cover of The Woods, I watched a man fall from the sky. One of the least pleasant ways to awaken was a bucket of ice-cold water directly to the naked genitals. Nothing good happens on moonless nights. The aeroline awoke to the smell of fire in the crisp night air. When I first met Magnus the Red, he was sober enough to heckle me, but too drunk to realise he was flirting with a witch. The nurses didn't enter the monster's room unless they had to. God was dead. Fenrir stood with aching knees, holding an infant's corpse in his bloodied hands. Committing a once immortal race to a slow, unstoppable death was never an aspiration of mine, but sometimes we must do what is right, not what is comfortable. I saw a ghost the day my father died in the mine, but it wasn't his. It was my mother's, only she wasn't dead. There's a give and take to magic. If you craft a smart spell, the universe is supposed to help you out. To call it a body was perhaps beyond the point of useful description. No good day ever started with death before coffee. In the height of summer, in the deepest freeze, I waited to do battle with the god, Ling. Mateo Alvarez Moreno arrived at the Red Flag's mansion, ready to find true love and decapitate a demon. Jun was barely 10 years old when the last dragon died. The man was dying, but he had to be sure. Corporate tells the public the mermaids aren't dangerous, but that's a lie. Elwyn Howell was certain she didn't have long to live, which meant she needed to find a good place to die. Major Reynard Orfrey watched from a window with his hired coach and four as the beautiful city of Glenair burned around him. So there we go, a nice little quick video introducing some of my favourite opening sentences to SPFBO 10 entrants. There are 300 books that are in this year's competition. I'm really excited to see what people think of these. I've read a couple of them. I've proofread a couple of them actually. I'm not sure I've read any of them for pleasure yet, so that remains a goal of mine. I am going to dip my toes in and read first of all some first chapters, I'm sure, of this year's entrants, and then I'm going to go for some of the books as well, because there are already some of them that were on my TBR before the competition started. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this year's SPFBO goes. Hopefully there's lots of interest, lots of people finding new readers for their books. As I said, let me know in the comments down below what your favourite opening sentences are for books in this year's competition. I'll hopefully see you in the next video sometime soon. Until then, as always, take care of yourselves, read some good books. Bye for now.